Ever since I came to live in Delft, I've been fascinated with all these banners hanging around in the city. Each event calls for its own banner and often they're only used once. This led me to record the following video 1.5 years ago. Sorry for the bad audio.
Sometimes small changes can have a big influence. So, for example, I noticed these banners in the city and they often have a date on them, making them only useful for one time. Take for example this banner from Stip. It has a date on it, but did you really have to put a date on it? Probably next year the elections won't be on the same date again, making it useless. So keep those things in mind when you design products. And until then, we just have to make the best out of it.
After recording that video, I started asking around for these banners. And Magnificent was happy to give me one of their banners, since they wouldn't use it anymore. So I collected the banner and started working on it. I needed to get a feel for it, so I tried out different things. I tried sewing the material, gluing it together, but also laser cutting it to see how the material behaves and to get to know the material properties. I tested for the strength, and at the end I built a big backpack just to see how the longevity of the material is. And after 1.5 years of intense using the bag, it is still in quite good condition, except for the part where it folds. So this banner material is not made to fold often, and where it did, you see cracks and you see it breaking down. This gave me a good insight on what the material properties are, and from there I could redesign a new bag. The rest of the video will show me making the new backpack and giving some tips and tricks along the way. First, I needed a plan. I knew the stuff that I would take regularly to school, so I took this as a starting point and built the bag around this. I used some paper to make a paper prototype to see if the shape would work, if I liked it, if it would fit everything, and how I would make the bag in the end. So here I'm figuring out how to make it and how to connect the strap, since this time I want to use a shoulder strap instead of a backpack. This really helps to find problems very early on in the process and difficulties in sewing the banner together later. Here you see me testing the final prototype. I can easily put it on, I can turn it around, I can access the back. So this seemed very promising, and from here on I could do a last check if everything fits, and from there cut open the paper prototype again to turn it into a pattern for the banner to cut out. And for the banner, it was a new year, so a new banner. I got this super cool banner from I/O Festival, and it had some great graphics on it. So I started looking around and I found these two dancing people that I could have on the front of my bag. So this was just a perfect choice. From here on, it's drawing the pattern onto the banner and cutting it out. Bit of a scary moment, the first cut in the banner. From there on, it's final. And then I could cut out the different pieces and started assembling the bag. And once you start making the bag, you first want to start with the details and the more complex parts, because these are easier to add once the bag is still in different pieces than once the bag is fully assembled. So here you can see me adding the zipper to the middle part of the bag. And here you can also see me add the back strap. This was a piece of material I found on the beach in the Maldives, and it was just a perfect use case to use it in this bag. And I'm adding all the small details to the bag, and then from there on it's assembling the full bag itself. So here you see me cutting the final rounds in the bag and then connecting it, making a sewing line, so I still have some clearance. And sewing the bag itself and sewing around the corner was a bit difficult since the material is rather tough. But in the end it worked out quite well, and it was super nice to see the result and to have this nice curvature within the bag. From there on, it's finishing off the bag. So cutting off all the small threads that were left over from the sewing, and in the end finally turning the bag inside out and seeing it for the first time. This is a very scary moment. You never know if it turned out well or not, or if you made a big mistake. But everything seemed quite okay, and I was quite happy with the result. The only downside was that it wasn't strong by itself. So I added a piece of plastic that I had laying around in the bag to give it a bit more body, and that wraps up the whole build of the bag. In the end, quite a simple build, but it was a lot of fun, and now it was ready for a new test in Berlin.